Inside prison, time is usually the punishment. Days repeat, weeks blur, years stack on top of each other. Most inmates learn quickly that time does not move forward here. It circles, the same doors, the same counts, the same meals, over and over again. But in some prisons, something unusual happens. In a locked room with concrete walls, basic desks, and guards standing nearby, men open books. Not because they're forced to, not because it shortens their sentence, but because learning gives time a meaning prison never intended. For some inmates, education becomes the only thing that makes surviving prison possible. Education inside prison does not look the way most people imagine. There are no modern classrooms, no personal laptops, no bright colors on the walls. Most prison classrooms are ordinary rooms repurposed for learning. Concrete walls, harsh lighting, desks bolted to the floor. The environment never lets anyone forget where they are. Inmates enter wearing the same faded blue uniforms they wear everywhere else. Identification numbers remain visible. Guards stay nearby. Doors stay locked. Nothing about the space feels free. And yet, once class begins, something changes. Men who spend most of their day being counted, watched, and ordered begin focusing on ideas instead of rules. They read quietly. They write carefully. They raise their hands, aware that every movement is still monitored. Education inside prison is not casual. It is intentional. Classes are often scheduled around count, work assignments, and meals. Attendance must be earned through good behavior. Lockdowns can cancel weeks of progress without warning. Still, inmates show up, not because it guarantees parole, not because it erases their past, but because learning creates structure in a place built to remove it. For many incarcerated students, prison education is their first real experience with learning. Outside prison, school was often interrupted, dropped out of, ignored, replaced by survival. Inside prison, education becomes something different. Here, learning is not rushed. It is deliberate. Inmates study knowing their time is fixed. There is no distraction from the outside world. No phones. No social media. No escape from responsibility. Every assignment finished feels earned. Education programs vary by facility. Some offer basic literacy and high school equivalency courses. Others offer college-level classes, vocational training, or certification programs. Seats are limited. Waiting lists are long. Not everyone who wants to learn is allowed to. That scarcity changes everything. When education is rare, it becomes valuable. Inmates who attend classes often become more disciplined. They plan their days around study time. They protect their place in the program. They avoid trouble, not out of fear, but out of commitment. Education becomes a quiet form of self-control in a place designed to control everything else. Learning inside prison does not happen in isolation. In classrooms, men with different backgrounds, sentences, and life stories sit side by side. Some are young. Some have spent decades behind bars. Some will be released. Others will never leave. Inside class, those differences matter less. Discussions stay focused. Arguments are intellectual, not personal. Respect is enforced not by guards, but by the shared understanding that this space is fragile. One mistake can cost everyone. Inmates help each other study. They share notes. They explain concepts quietly. Outside the classroom, these same men may barely speak. Inside, they collaborate. Education reshapes identity. For the first time in years, some inmates are called students instead of offenders. Their thoughts are evaluated, not dismissed. Their ideas are challenged, not ignored. That shift changes how they see themselves. They're still incarcerated, but they're no longer only inmates. Prison education is not easy. Classes are canceled without notice. Lockdowns interrupt exams. Materials arrive late or not at all. Progress can be erased by events no one controls. Some inmates are removed from programs for rule violations unrelated to school. Others lose access due to staffing shortages or policy changes. Education inside prison is fragile, and yet many continue. They study late at night on narrow bunks. They read under dim lights that never fully turn off. They write essays knowing no one outside may ever read them, because learning gives them something prison usually takes away. Direction. Education changes how inmates experience time. Days become deadlines. Weeks become goals. Months become milestones. Instead of waiting for release, they prepare for a future they may never see. And somehow, that preparation makes the present survivable. The impact of prison education often extends beyond the classroom. Inmates who participate in education programs are more likely to follow rules, less likely to engage in conflict, more likely to mentor others. Education introduces accountability that does not come from punishment. It teaches patience, focus, responsibility. For some inmates, learning becomes a way to repair damage they cannot undo, a way to rebuild dignity in a place designed to strip it away. Not everyone is transformed. Education does not erase crime. It does not rewrite history, but it changes how time is spent moving forward. And in prison, that matters more than most people realize. When class ends, inmates return to their cells. The doors close again. The counts resume. The routine continues. Prison does not change because education exists inside it. The system remains the same. The rules remain strict. Time still moves slowly. But for those who learn, prison feels different. Education gives time a shape. It gives days a purpose. It gives years a direction. Inside a place built to limit growth, learning becomes an act of quiet resistance, not against the system, but against becoming nothing more than a number. And for some inmates, education does not just change how they spend their sentence. It changes who they are when the doors finally open.